artists, Miss Arroyo here. Today I'm going to teach you how to draw an almost perfect circle without tracing around anything or using any tools like a compass or anything like that. Okay? All you need is something to draw with, something to draw on, and your arm. Your arm is key. Okay? So a lot of times when people start drawing a circle, they're trying to be very careful, and so they go very slowly, and they end up with something that's very furry looking, and sometimes it's kind of more like a furry looking bean than a circle. And I understand it's because they're trying to go carefully. But what we want to do is we actually want to do the opposite. You want to move fast and you want to use your whole arm. Okay? You want your whole arm, your wrist and your elbow to be stiff, but your whole arm all the way up to your shoulder is moving. So check this out. I'm going to get my whole arm and shoulder moving. See how I'm not even making a mark yet, but I can kind of see with my eyes where that circle would be. And then when it looks right, I go ahead and I put it down and I got my circle. Okay, I know my head might have been in the way, so I'll show you again right here. I'll do a little Mickey Mouse ear action. Okay, I can see where the circle should go. And then I put my pencil down and I keep going and I make that circle there, okay? Now, a lot of times if people are being shy, sometimes they only use their wrist. They're like, especially in a classroom setting, we think, oh, I don't want to move too much, right? And that's when we end up with something that's kind of like lima bean shaped. We don't want that. That's sort of exaggerated, but by keeping that cast on your arm so that your wrist is stiff, your elbow is stiff, and only your arm is moving at your shoulder, that's how you can get that really awesome circle. And if you need to, you can always go back and erase if I'm like, oh, that little part didn't work there, that little part doesn't belong there, okay? Because I did it several times. Don't just do it once. I see some people do it and they think, oh, okay, great, and they end up with a 6. Don't do that, okay? You want to keep going. And then you can average out whatever you need to. See, I add that little extra thing? Okay, well, I can erase that if I need to. And that is how you can make an almost perfect circle. Here's a little bit of troubleshooting for you. Sometimes when you're doing this, you might find that you're getting more of an oval than a circle. That's pretty common, and when that happens, your ovals are probably all coming out about the same direction. It just has to do with the way that you're moving your arm. Now, one way to help fix that is to go back to one of your ovals and force yourself to move your arm, your whole arm, not just your wrist, your whole arm, in the opposite direction. So you're basically making an oval that goes the opposite direction, like an X over your other one. And it might feel funny at first because it's the opposite of how you were moving your arm, but it's going to force you just to see what that feels like. Do that a few times over some ovals. Okay? And then one of the times when you try it, maybe rather than just stopping, force yourself to keep going and then slowly start adjusting it. Even if it ends up all over the place, don't stop until you feel like, okay, there it is. And once you start to find it, you're going to start building that muscle memory, and you'll be able to tell what it feels like to draw a circle. And it'll start to get better and better and better. So if it starts off and it's looking like Saturn or something like that, don't worry about it. Keep going. Move your whole arm fast in a circular motion. Once you've mastered the circle, there's lots of cool things you can do with it. Remember, whole arm moving fast in a circle. Here I'm just going to find the center, make 2 more circles. So it looks like an 8 on a plate. Then I'm going to turn those 8s, that 8, into 2 donuts. So I'm going to do a small circle here, always moving my whole arm. And then check it out. Just a couple of small erase lines here, and suddenly you have something that's ordinarily sometimes difficult for people to draw, all because of circles.